Today on SoKY Sunrise, we're going live from the Kentucky State Fair. We'll have an all-new Let's Make a Meal featuring some fan-favorite fair foods. Plus, we'll feature one dance studio giving kids a creative outlet during the pandemic in this week's Feel Good Friday. Then, we'll find out why people love the State Fair in a brand new edition of SoKY Speaks. SoKY Sunrise starts right now.
Live from the German-American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green, this is SoKY Sunrise on WNKY NBC 40.
Good morning, SoKY Sunrisers. Today is Friday, August 27th, 2021. I'm Josh Short.
And I'm meteorologist Darius Mack.
Well, this morning, SoKY Sunrise's Tej Joshi and Lexi Schweinert are live from the Kentucky State Fair in Louisville. Let's start things off by checking in with them. Hey, Tej and Lexi, how's the fair going?
Thank you so much, Josh. Well, the sun is just now starting to peek up in the sky. It is shaping up to be another beautiful day here at the State Fair in Louisville. Lexi and I had a really super fun day yesterday at the fair. We were here all day. Lexi, what was your favorite part?
Well, there's so many favorite parts, but to choose just one, I love the livestock, especially the horses, because horses from all around the country come to compete here. And I talked to a few of the trainers, and I'll have their stories coming up later in the show, but it was so cool to hear about that. But what about you?
Well, obviously, I think both of our favorite parts was the food. So much good fair food, unhealthy fair food, but we both loved it, right?
I absolutely loved it. Everything we consumed, I think, was fried.
So we're going to have more details on that, a brand new special fair edition of Let's Make a Meal a little bit later in the show. But my absolute favorite part of the show, or of the fair yesterday, was the Ferris wheel. I've never ridden a Ferris wheel in my entire life before. It was a magical experience, getting a bird's eye view of all the games and rides. And that Ferris wheel was a perfect place for me to get some breeze yesterday because I was hot and I needed to cool off. Darius, let's check in the weather today. Is it going to be another hot one today like it was yesterday? It was brutally hot in Louisville. Tell me, what's it shaping up to be both in Louisville and back in BG today?
Yeah, it's another toasty, steamy afternoon, both here in Bowling Green and also, of course, in Louisville. A view from our Smiths Grove Tower cam this morning. We actually are starting off with some mostly clear skies to start off. Temperatures, though, into the 70s, and it's a pretty mild start to the morning, at least here in Bowling Green, currently at 75 degrees. Those winds are light and calm. We'll see those winds around the 5-mile-an-hour range as we go later into this afternoon. Radar clear returns right now, but we are going to be watching for spotty to widely scattered rain chances as we go later through the day today. Now for today's forecast, Sky says it's a ferociously hot day. And now we go to Josh Short with your News Express.
Thank you, Darius. Well, first up on our News Express, evacuation efforts continued at Kabul airport hours after an attack killed scores of civilians and 13 U.S. soldiers outside the gates of the airport. Evacuees were seen boarding a flight and a plane was spotted taking off from the airport today as efforts to evacuate people from Afghanistan continue following the Taliban's takeover of the country. Kabul health officials were quoted as saying 60 civilians were killed in yesterday's attack. ISIS, an enemy of the Taliban as well as the West, said one of its suicide bombers targeted translators and collaborators with the American Army. U.S. officials also blamed the group and vowed retribution. And in other news, the Supreme Court blocked the eviction moratorium put in place by the CDC during the pandemic on Thursday. Imposed in early August, the current moratorium was due to expire in early October. It was challenged by a group of landlords who argued that the CDC had no authority to impose those kind of restrictions on its own. Landlords claim they have been losing as much as $19 billion a month. Congress appropriated more than $46.5 billion to help pay back rent. Congress imposed the first moratorium on evictions in March 2020 as part of the first coronavirus stimulus bill, the CARES Act. After the first moratorium expired, the CDC issued a moratorium of its own at the direction of President Donald Trump, which was extended through the end of July. Acting on a lawsuit brought by the landlords, members of the Supreme Court declined to block it in June, but blocked it yesterday. The White House says the administration is disappointed by the Supreme Court's decision. And Capitol Police officers injured in the January 6th insurrection are suing former President Donald Trump and his allies over the deadly attack. In a lawsuit filed in federal court, 7 officers say the former president, along with white supremacists and extremist groups, committed acts of domestic terrorism in order to retain power. The suit, which follows similar litigation by Democratic members of Congress, specifically names Roger Stone, the Oath Keepers, and the Proud Boys. Well, that does it for your News Express this morning. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at what's trending this morning. But before we get to that, let's take a live look outside the Smiths Grove Tower Cam. It was a hot one yesterday, but what's in store for this weekend? Darius will have those answers when we return.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Wake Up Show. The time's about 6:08 a.m. Here's a first check of your forecast, and you can see right now in the background still some dark skies out there this morning. Currently 75 degrees though at the Bowling Green Regional Airport. That dew point temperature at 71 degrees. So already pretty muggy feel out there. Now as far as temperatures go across the region this morning, currently 75 here in Bowling Green, but for Tage and Lexi right now, they're a little cooler at 72 degrees to start off this morning. Generally seeing those temperatures into the low to mid 70s. Those winds are light and calm. We'll see those winds from the south today, generally around the 5-mile-an-hour range. Now, as far as radar goes here locally, we are picking up on clear returns, just seeing some ground clutter out there, but we are going to be watching for spotty to widely scattered showers and storms as we go later into the day today. For the most part, though, we don't really have much going on. We're pretty dry. We do have a upper level ridge of high pressure that is just off towards the east as well, but that will actually help stir in moisture as we go later into this afternoon. Now, tropical tracker, we are watching Tropical Storm Ida that's currently in the Western Caribbean, expected to bring lots of heavy rain and flooding to portions of western Cuba today, and then eventually will track towards the north and west and could become a major hurricane before making landfall into Louisiana and the Mississippi Delta region. We're going to be watching, though. Notice the remnant low is tracking towards south central Kentucky. Still some uncertainties here on exactly where this could track. It could have more of an eastward track or more of a northward track. So we're going to be watching that closely, and that's going to be giving us our heavy rain chances as we head into early next week. But for today, a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures into the 90s, a steamy afternoon. Watching for those pop-up showers and storms, but I think we're going to be getting in with more dry time as we go through the day today. Most of the activity subsides as we head into the overnight hours. Temperatures down into the 70s for your Saturday. It looks like we are going to be watching for more heat-driven pop-up showers and storms by the afternoon and evening, but we are going to be pretty dry as we head throughout much of your weekend. The second half of the weekend, though, by Sunday is when we are going to be talking about some better rain chances arriving, and especially into early next week. That's when we are watching that tropical system making its way into town. Now, today is Food Truck Friday, so from 11 a.m. to 2 o'clock, we'll have a food truck here, and it's going to be the Porcupine for Grill. A portion of the sales will help benefit our nonprofit partner this month, Life's Better Together, and temperatures are going to be into the 90s with a stray pop-up shower storm chance. Your 7-day forecast holding on to 90s at least through the weekend. Some relief from the heat, though, courtesy of that tropical system into early next week. And now we'll send it over to Josh Short.
It's time now for a look at what's trending. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton are, quote, happy anywhere. The couple is enjoying a Married on Bliss tour. Stefani posted videos from backstage as Shelton performed Wednesday at Bash on the Bay in Put-in-Bay, Ohio. She included a sneak peek of the set list, which had the couple's duets Nobody But You and Happy Anywhere. In July, the singer surprised fans by performing together at CMA Summer Jam in Nashville. People magazine reports the couple hasn't taken an official honeymoon because of their busy schedules. Also trending this morning, fans of Flamin' Hot Cheetos now have the perfect drink to pair with the snack. PepsiCo has introduced a Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. They describe it as a unique blend of spicy and classic sweet citrus flavor. The new soda comes in a fiery red can to match the Flamin' Hot brand. It'll be available at the end of this month, but only on Mountain Dew's virtual store while supplies last. Interesting combination of flavors. Let us know if that's something you would be willing to try. Well, that does it for your first round of trending this morning. We'll have another round later in the show. For now, it's time to announce this week's SoKY's Birthday Club winners. And the winners are Mecca Dunn and Corbin O'Brien. Congratulations, you just won a Lost River Cave water bottle, a $10 gift card to Corner Bakery, and Donato's Pizza, as well as a free small Sunday or self-guided farm tour at Cheney's Dairy Barn. And if you haven't already, you too can sign up for SoKY's Birthday Club by visiting WNKY.com/birthday. Well, stay tuned. We'll have an all-new State Fair edition of Let's Make a Meal after the break. But first, it's time to party in today's SoKY's Birthday Club.
It's time for a special State Fair edition of Let's Make a Meal, and of course there is so much great food to try from a plethora of vendors at the State Fair. Today I'm going to take you on a journey of all the wonderful flavors, starting with some fried goodies. Elephant ears are a standout fried snack, deep fried in oil and covered with tons and tons of powdered sugar. They are just delicious. And on the savory side of fried goodness are the ribbon fries. Cut fresh at the fair, the unique potato chip-like fries are so tasty and are made to be covered with all kinds of spices. But both of these snacks pale in comparison to the iconic fried Oreo. The pinnacle of fried goodness at any fair is probably a fried Oreo. This one looks delicious. We got it from a vendor right down over there. I've actually never had a fried Oreo, believe it or not, in my life. I've always been kind of intimidated by them, but it's time to take a big bite. Pretty delicious. This tastes like a donut encased around an Oreo. I mean, it's amazing. And that amazing fried Oreo was made simply by coating an Oreo in dough and giving it that old deep fried treatment. And once again, don't forget the powdered sugar. All right, let's talk kettle corn, a classic snack that's even better when it's made fresh right in front of you. And at the fair, you can really get up close and personal, seeing just how that kettle corn is popped and prepared to perfection. Normally, I'm not much of a kettle corn guy, but seeing it made right in front of me and getting it nice and hot, I've got to give it a try. Nice, sweet, fresh, and delicious. And fresh kettle corn isn't your only fresh corn option at the fair. You can get corn on the cob that was shucked and roasted just before your eyes. Other staple foods at the fair include corn dogs, all kinds of barbecue, and so much more. Now I imagine all this talk of fair food has got you pretty thirsty. Well, fresh squeezed lemonade is a great thirst-quenching option at the fair, and you can even get your lemonade from a lemon-shaped stand. Thanks for watching this special State Fair edition of Let's Make a Meal. Well, as you guys just saw, there is so much just delicious food here at the fair. What was your favorite thing you've eaten so far?
Well, it's hard to choose. We had a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. We tried those ribbon fries, which were amazing. And you put some spicy seasoning on them.
I put some Cajun seasonings.
I actually liked it.
Usually you don't like spicy.
I usually don't, but it was good, and I never thought to put that on fries, so tried something new. What was your favorite one?
Well, like I showed you on the piece, it was my first time eating fried Oreo, and I think I'm gonna have to go with that. I don't know if I'll be back for more fried Oreo though, because I think it took 10 years off my life just eating the one. I made Lexi eat though. How many did you?
I had 2 fried Oreos.
Because I came back with 4, then I was like, Lexi, you gotta finish these. So
I didn't finish all of them, but I did eat 2. We got some ice cream. Cheney's was here, so it was great to see
a Warren County favorite. Cheney's ice cream
Bowling Green
was here at the fair as well. So come out, enjoy some fair food like we did. All right, everybody, stick around. After the break, they'll be back in studio with an all-new edition of Feel Good Friday. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. During the early parts of the pandemic, having a creative outlet was very much needed for certain people. In today's Feel Good Friday, we'll take a look at a local dance studio where dancers say they're glad to get back in the action with friends. Young dancers in the area are getting the chance to hone their skills together at the Stars Elite Performance Academy. When the world shifted to Zoom mode, Stars Elite kept the action moving to give dancers a creative outlet. As of now, the dancers are back in action at the studio, much to the delight of their coaches.
We're just trying to encourage people to come out and come back after COVID. It seems to be pretty safe. I know all the girls love it. They have lots of fun, and we just hope that we could get more people here having fun and out of their homes and, you know, staying locked up for COVID. We'd like to get those kids out, get them moving, get them healthy and strong.
Take it from some of the young dancers themselves, who say the creative outlet of dance is something they need to fill and find it at Stars Elite, as well as a great way to get some physical workouts in.
I'm thankful to be here because it helps me clear my mind, and I love dancing with all my friends. Well, I'm really thankful to be here because, like, it helps me and it makes me stronger, and I have a lot of fun doing it.
In addition to the physical benefits, dancers say there are plenty of emotional and mental benefits as well. Here, they have the chance to have social interaction with each other, and it's a way to follow their passions of getting on stage.
Whenever I was younger, my dream was to become a dancer, and since there wasn't many places to go for little young girls, this was the perfect place. And there's so many nice teachers and so many nice people here, and I really like being here. So there wasn't like a lot of times where you were actually able to see your friends, and now you're able to see your friends up to like 3 times or 4 times a week instead of just having like play dates once a month. And there's like so many nice teachers, and they're like everyone's so nice, and everyone's gonna help you with everything. I'm thankful to have it because you get to see your friends almost every week, and it's a lot of fun. I hope I will never have to quit.
That's something the instructors hope for as well, since they say there's nothing like watching these dancers follow what makes them jump for joy.
So when they get to come here, they get to do what they love. So they get to run and flip. They love to see their friends and enjoy being with each other. And both sports are kind of something they could do on their own, but way more fun in a group. So they like to come here, they like to dance with their friends and flip with their friends, and we just hope to get them all back in here and have them safe and running and moving this fall.
The future of dance starts here, and instructors say one of the best parts is watching everyone improve.
Well, I love always their smiles, and they don't usually come in without giving me or some of the other coaches and teachers hugs. So we're always looking forward to having our smiles and our hugs. And the most fun really is getting to see them improve. We have some girls, we get them when they're 2, and we have them when they're 18. And just to see how much they grow and change and how much they learn is just the coolest thing ever to me.
Thanks for watching this week's Feel Good Friday. Check the story on our website at the conclusion of this show for more information on the Academy. All right, everybody, don't change that channel. We're kicking off the second half of our show when we come back.
Live from the German American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green, this is SoKY Sunrise on WNKY NBC 40.
Welcome back to SoKY Sunrise, everyone. The time is now 6:26 a.m. Still to come this morning, we find out our fairgoers' favorite part of the state fair in an all-new SoKY Speaks. But before we get to that, let's take a quick look at the forecast with meteorologist Darius Mack. Darius?
Thank you, Josh. And as we're kicking off the second half of your Feel Good Wake Up Show, temperatures are pretty mild to start off. We're currently into the low to mid 70s across the area. Bowling Green right now, the warm spot at 75 degrees. Those winds are light and calm, moving in from the south, ushering in the steamy feel this morning. We'll see those winds around the 5-mile-an-hour range as we go later through the day today. Now, as far as radar is concerned, we're seeing clear returns locally, just picking up on some ground clutter out there, but we are going to be watching for spotty to widely scattered rain chances as we go later through the day today. What to wear today at noon? Well, you want to dress for steamy temperatures with the short sleeves today. And as we take it for the next 12 hours for you, we're headed towards the 90s as we go later into this afternoon, watching for isolated to widely scattered rain chances as we go later through this afternoon. Josh.
Thank you, Darius. Well, now it's time to check back in with Tej and Lexi at the State Fair. Guys, how's it looking over there?
Thank you so much, Josh. Well, there is so much fun at the fair, of course, like we said, and Lexi got to look at all of it, right?
I did, starting off with horse trainers that traveled all the way from Washington to compete in the horse shows here, and then there's performing pigs, there's llamas that jump through hoops. So much going on at the fair, and I took a look at all of it yesterday. Take a look at this now. For over 100 years and 11 straight days, people from all around the Commonwealth flock to Louisville for the Kentucky State Fair.
I feel like the Kentucky State Fair this year is pretty great, and you guys should come see it.
From live music to crazy rides. and llamas that jump through hoops and performing pigs.
E-I-E-I-O. You ready, buddy? Wait up.
And you can't forget all of the delicious foods. And curators from all around the Commonwealth come to compete, just like 12-year-old Curtis Winters, who makes fresh honey.
I was very excited. I was emotional because I've won one of these actually before. So I was hoping, one night I was really hoping I would win another one of these. And then my dad got a text and she's like, oh, okay.
Other people travel to the fair just to see livestock, but it's not all fun and games. Some people look forward to this all year long. In fact, train for it. The Kentucky State Fair is the home of the Saddlebred Horse World Championship.
Kind of what we work for all year. From the time we come home from this year, we'll start working towards next year.
All these horses come from all over the United States, and they compete in their regions to get here to show at the World Championship Horse Show. So we're here every year at this same time for the State Fair.
In addition to horses, the fair has cows, goats, pigs, and more. Definitely can't be bored at the fair.
What an awesome package. Lexi did a great job capturing the fair, and I especially love the kid talking about his honey.
I know, 12-year-old Curtis, he comes every year, and he was just so proud of his honey. I wish I could have tasted it. You know, we're going to have to go find some of that honey and try it for ourselves.
There is some honey here at the fair. There was a whole honey room dedicated to honey. We're going to have to find some before we leave for the day. Everybody stick around. We're going to have a full look at your forecast on the other side of this quick commercial break.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Wake Up Show. The time is about 6:33 a.m. Here's another check of your full forecast. Temperature-wise across the region, we're seeing thermometers currently into the low to mid-70s, 72 degrees currently in Louisville. That's where Tage and Lexi are attending the State Fair, and it's currently 75 degrees here in Bowling Green. Temperatures just generally into the low to mid-70s. Those winds are light and calm, ushering in from the south, and we'll expect those winds generally at around the 5-mile-an-hour range as we go later through the day today. Now, as far as radar goes, locally, clear returns, just picking up on some ground clutter this morning, but we are going to be watching for spotty to widely scattered shower and storm chances as we go later through the day today. The big picture, we don't have much happening, at least here in our part of the world, but we got a few showers and storms, say along the Gulf Coast states, and then also some heavy rain and storms across the upper Midwest this hour. A bridge of high pressure is off towards our east. That may actually help stir in some moisture and give us our daily pop-up shower and storm chances as we go through the day today. But better rain chances will be arriving as we head into next week. That's all going to be courtesy of this system that we are currently watching in the Western Caribbean. Tropical storm Ida expected to track towards the north and west and could reach major hurricane strength before making landfall into Louisiana and areas along the Mississippi Delta by later this weekend. Beyond that, though, looks like the low could track further towards the north and east towards our area, giving us some rain chances. Still some uncertainty, though, on exactly where that track of that low goes. It could go further north or further off towards the east. We're going to be watching that closely. Regardless, we're going to be getting in with some heavy rain chances from that system early next week and hopefully giving us some relief from this heat. Now today into the 90s, watching for pop-up showers and storms during the daytime heating. Most of the activity subsides though as we head later into the overnight hours. For your Saturday, it looks like we are going to be trending dry for the most part for your weekend, but then watching for more spotty to even widely scattered shower and storm chances later into the afternoon and evening, but I think we're getting in with more dry time regardless. It's still going to be a steamy afternoon for your Saturday as well. Sunday, though, we're talking about better rain chances and especially into early next week. Today is Food Truck Friday, so from 11 a.m. to 2 o'clock, we'll have the Porcupine for Grill food truck will be here, and a portion of the sales will help benefit our nonprofit partner this month, Life's Better Together. Plan for steamy temperatures and a stray pop-up shower or storm chance by the 2 o'clock hour. Your heat index for the next 7 days, we're into the triple digits, but we got that relief on the way as we head into early next week. Your 7-day forecast, better rain chances by Tuesday and Wednesday, courtesy of that tropical system. And now we go to your Looney Pets of the Day.
Hey guys, it's Tage here again at the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society. Time to feature some adorable kitties for our Pet of the Day segment. This guy right here is Sylvester, and he's joined by his 2 sibling kitties. They're back there. That is Tasmanian and Tweety. They are all just a tad bit scared. They were found as strays, and I think that has something to do with it. But look, once you pick them up and let them cuddle with you, they warm up to you real quick, and they will make great pets for you. Like I said, a little bit scared at first. You see they're already warming up a little bit, moving around back there. 3 little kitties, all siblings, all looking for a new home. So if you want to play with them today, just look at that adorable little face right there. Please take one of these kittens home. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Welcome back to SoKY Sunrise. It's time for today's special fair edition of Sunrise Spotlight.
Well, obviously, we've shown you a lot of the fun stuff at the fair, but we thought it'd be important to speak to someone official here who knows all the happenings of the fair and knows the history of the fair. Take a look. Joining us this morning is a wonderful spokesperson here for the Kentucky State Fair. This is Ian Cox. Ian, thank you so much for taking the time to tell us all about the State Fair happenings. First off, how are you doing today?
Good, good. Sun is out. Kind of roasting here, but happy to be celebrating the 117th Kentucky State Fair.
117th. That is a lot of state fairs. Let's clarify a couple things for people who don't really know what the state fair is.
Sure.
When it first originated, what was the goal of it, and what's the goal of it now?
Well, the original goal had started with trying to promote agriculture, promote what people had, and really show the pride and progress of Kentucky. And we still embody that today, 117 years later. We have over 21,000 entries representing efforts made in culinary, to swine, to pigeons, to rabbits, to artwork, to photography, you name it. It's likely being judged and reviewed here within 1.2 million square feet of indoor space.
1.2 million square feet, a lot of, like you said, judgings and happenings happening here. Give me a number count if you can. I've seen a ton of people here. Sure. Do you guys have a guesstimate on how many people come through the gates?
So traditionally, we'll host over 600,000 people
Wow.
here at the fair over the 11 days. What's most important to us, though, is that we welcome a visitor, or at least visitors, from all of Kentucky's 120 counties.
That is a great goal. You got, of course, Warren County covered and me. I'm sure you had it covered. I'm sure you have it covered well before I showed up.
No, I noted it as soon as you were coming.
All right, so let's talk about specific things that people can do at the fair. Of course, we talked about seeing agriculture, entering the agriculture competitions, but behind me, we've got the rides and the games. They've caught my attention. Tell me why that's a high point of the fair.
Well, this is a new midway provider for us. They brought 53 rides, 5 to 7 of those being spectacular rides. So those are the rides you get on and you go, oh my gosh, I could never have that experience anywhere else. For us, a midway experience is a prime part of the Kentucky State Fair. But in addition to that, we have 60 food vendors, 275 traditional vendors selling Kentucky Proud products, donut burgers, lemonade squeeze made here on site, and then another handmade pretzels. So those are just a couple things that we have around property that you get to enjoy.
Some delicious things that you mentioned. Okay, one more thing I do want to clarify. Yeah. We're taping this interview on a Thursday. It's gonna air on a Friday morning, so there's just, by the time people are watching this home, only a couple days left to enjoy the fair. Tell me, why should they? What is the main reason they should get out here and enjoy those last few days of the fair?
Well, the most important part, I think, is when you get to experience the fair, first, it's an incredible value and incredible price. If you buy your ticket online, you get parking for free, and it's $10 per person. With that, you get the experience of the indoor space. So during hot weather like this, 11 interconnected spaces with different programming for each space. Outdoors, 300 acres. That includes 2 tents that are doing performances, a total of 24 performance locations around facility. And then at night, we have White Reaper performing and going to be celebrating with us at the Texas Roadhouse Concert Series.
So many great reasons just listed there for us. One more reason that we've already kind of touched on a little bit is the food. So much great state fair food. Let's get your personal, I've been gulping down fried Oreos and ice cream and fries and all kinds of crazy stuff. What's your personal favorite?
I have to say that the guilty pleasure has always been they have a Dreamsicle ice cream here, and they also have a $3 ice cream that you can get at a couple vendors that is a pineapple whip. And for me, that's an extremely refreshing option here. But one new item that I think everybody has to try if you're in for something, let's say guilty pleasure, it would be the lobster mac and cheese balls from Cheesy Does It. And if you're in for a Kentucky Proud item, I would go to Newton's, who is selling a Kentucky Proud ice cream made here on site with also a Kentucky Proud burger that's really hard to beat.
A lot of ways Kentucky is represented here. Ian, we are just about out of time. You are great at your job as a spokesperson for the fair because you've certainly sold me on the fair. Thank you for your time today.
All right, hope to see you out. Hope to see you all out again.
As always, Sunrise Spotlight is brought to you by German American Bank.
We'll be back with more from the Kentucky State Fair after this quick commercial break.
Welcome back. The time is about 6:46 a.m. Here's another quick check of your forecast. Starting off with temperatures into the low to mid 70s around the area. Currently 75 degrees here. And at Bowling Green, those winds are light and calm. We'll expect those winds to be within the 5-mile-an-hour range as we go later through the day today. Now on radar, clear returns, just picking up on some ground clutter. We're going to be watching for more spotty to widely scattered rain chances as we go later into this afternoon, but I think we are going to be getting in with more dry time. Just plan for another day with steamy temperatures as we're headed back into the 90s. Take it for the next 3 days. We're into the 90s at least through the weekend, but we are going to be tracking heavy rain chances into early next week. That's with the full 7-day forecast coming up later in the show. But for now, I'm going to send it back to the Louisville Fairgrounds with Tage and Lexi.
Thank you so much, Darius.
And now it's time for a special fair edition of SoKY Speaks. There were so many people here, and they have a lot of opinions. Here's what they had to say. What is your favorite part of being at the fair?
It's being able to tell my dad jokes and my farm jokes.
You've got farm jokes?
I got farm jokes.
Can we hear some?
Sure. If you're milking a cow and you squeeze too hard, you know what you get?
No.
Condensed milk.
Give me one more.
Okay. You know how dogs say goodbye? Well, they lift up their paw and they wave it and they say, doggone, doggone.
My favorite thing was this huge pumpkin, and I thought it was just pretty cool. Me and my friends went to go see it.
How big was it? Describe it for me.
Well, it was bigger than that kid over there. His name's Logan. Look, come here. It was basically bigger than him, like twice.
The pumpkin was double the size of him.
It was triple, to be honest.
Could you try to pick it up?
No, it was too big.
What food here has most blown you away so far?
Probably the donut burger.
Donut burger.
Yes, sir. It's good.
Is it healthy?
Probably not. No, not the best, but it's good.
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs. And pineapple whip. Yeah, those are my two main things, but I gotta eat something somewhat grown up first.
Talk to me about pineapple whip and corn dogs. Do you eat them together, or do you have to keep those separate?
This is separate. This is separate. Yeah, we're not dipping them.
I'm going to have a big old thick pork chop sandwich.
What about that gets you excited?
It just tastes good.
The foot-long corn dog.
The foot-long corn dog. How long did it take you to eat that?
Like 10 minutes.
What's been your favorite, most wildest, wacky thing you've seen?
Oh my, the people. And all those little cars, the people that ride, the robo cars, I enjoyed them. I like those.
You want to try one out yourself?
No, I'm too old for that.
Well, inside the pigs were like fighting each other. That was pretty cool. Like the little pigs, like they were like going after each other.
Yeah, they were play fighting. It was fun.
Well, I've got to go back to that very first guy we spoke with. Can you believe he just had those farm jokes on hand?
I know. He had a whole bunch too, not just one, and they were a little out there, I'll say.
A little bit out there, but the kid with his buddy and the giant pumpkin.
That was my favorite one because he was like, this pumpkin is just 3 times the size of my friend. He's like, wait, come here. Like, he had to show you the visual. That was amazing.
The part that I promised the kid that I would include, because we didn't include it in the original piece, he didn't try to pick up the pumpkin, not just because it was too big, but also he said it was guarded and he wouldn't try to do that. Of course, we've already talked about fair food a bunch. We got some people's perspectives on fair food here. The one thing we haven't talked about before is the foot-long corn dog.
Oh my gosh, that thing was just giant, and I don't know how anyone could finish it, but it looked really good.
Yeah, it's not from me. All right, everyone, stick around. We've got more SoKY Sunrise coming up after this quick commercial break.
Welcome back. Time now for another look at what's trending today. Netflix is releasing a new documentary focused on legendary painter Bob Ross. The streaming platform made Bob Ross: Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed available Wednesday. The film documents Ross's rise as a TV personality in the 80s and 90s and the battle to oversee his legacy following his death. For nearly a decade, the Air Force veteran taught others how to paint landscapes on the PBS show The Joy of Painting. He was known for his soothing voice and his trademark hairstyle. Ross was 52 years old when he died of cancer in 1995. And also trending this morning, Tony Hawk is not just figuratively putting his blood, sweat, and tears into his sport. The legendary skateboarder is literally putting his blood into his skateboards. Hawk donated his blood as part of a collaboration with the water company Liquid Death. The company produced 100 skateboards with the icon's blood infused in its paint. Each board costs $500, and they have already sold out. Buyers will receive a certificate of authenticity with the screen-printed boards. The proceeds from the Tony Hawk boards are going directly to 2 nonprofit organizations. And finally, if there was video of Popeye as a child, it may look like this. You're about to meet a 4-year-old in Alaska who loves his vegetables and is showing the world. Lauren Maxwell has the story.
A fish.
What kind is it?
It's a little tiny salmon.
These TikTok videos have been making people smile.
Some are good, some are bad.
And why not? It's hard to believe that little Jack Danger is only 4 years old.
I'm so big.
You are so big.
And already has such an appreciation for all things green.
You love kale, right?
From the garden.
What does kale have, Jack?
Calcium.
What does calcium do?
Like a bone strong.
Jack's parents have worked hard to pass the benefits of healthy eating on to their children.
It's kind of like this book is about how to eat a rainbow.
Including this book on nutrition they bought for Jack when he was born. So this was like his bedtime story that
Yes,
he loved?
absolutely. Every night, it's like still loves it. It's like, I want my veggie book.
Jack's dad says he couldn't help himself. One day he decided to post a video of his son eating a turnip.
Turnip.
Turnip? Is it tasty?
Yep, got some.
You got some dirt?
Dirt.
He couldn't believe how many people enjoyed watching it too.
2.6 million on that one now.
What is it?
It's kale.
Is kale good for you?
Yeah.
Since then, he's posted many more videos.
I got it!
All of them incredibly cute. He plans to keep posting as long as Jack enjoys the fruits of the garden.
I'm looking at the green tomato.
Yeah? Are you going to try it?
It's hard.
We'll give it to your sister. She'll eat it. She'll eat whatever.
And all of them are still having fun.
Thank you, Lauren, and props to Jack for his healthy eating. That's a good habit to get into. Well, that does it for what's trending this morning. Stay tuned because we're wrapping up after this short break.
Welcome back to SoKY Sunrise. Well, our time at the fair is coming to an end so far. Lexi, how would you rate it?
I would say 11 out of 10. It was both our first time at the fair too, and I think we will definitely be making an appearance next year. We just had the absolute best time.
And it's Friday morning right now. The fair is going to be open all day today, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday. So you've got a lot of chances to come back out here and enjoy yourself. It's just up the road from our region, from the Bowling Green region. All right, we talked a lot about our favorite things here so far. What's the one memory you're always going to have from this trip to the fair?
I think the little boy with the honey. He just like, he gave me so much positivity, and he's so passionate about something, and it was awesome. What about you?
For me, it's definitely the Ferris wheel. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, it was my first time ever riding a Ferris wheel, and it was a crazy experience. I've never realized how much they actually shake before.
They do.
Yeah.
If you're scared of heights, I don't know about that one.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess that does it for Lexi and I. We'll see you on Monday. Let's check back in with Josh and Darius in the studio.
Thanks so much, guys. Well, it looks like you all had a lot of fun. Well, later today, it's time for another Food Truck Friday. Join us today right here at our station from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. as we welcome Porcupine for Grill to our parking lot. And it's all for a good cause. A portion of today's proceeds will benefit Life's Better Together. And be sure to keep your eyes peeled. You never know what food truck we may have parked outside on a Friday. And now let's get one final check on the forecast with Darius. Darius, how's today looking for our Food Truck Friday?
It's looking like another steamy afternoon out there. Temperatures into the low to mid 90s, and we're holding on to the 90-degree stretch of weather through the weekend, but hopefully some relief on the way in the form of heavy rainfall, courtesy of a tropical system that we're tracking in the Western Caribbean this hour, will be bringing us some cooler temperatures and better rain chances by Tuesday and into Wednesday. Josh?
Thank you, Darius. Well, that's it for today's show. The Today Show is coming up next.